have waited a long time for this moment. My
Something new decided to test out, guys. Anyway, I'm glad you could. Welcome to my review stream for Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Yep, it was super fun. Really fun. It's been a while since we've seen a great Star Wars movie in theaters. Even if this one came out from 20 years ago and it's just made its re-release. It was worth the watch and it was worth the time and money well spent. Not like those sequel trilogies that have been watered down and utilized more as propaganda, as pandering propaganda, or anything preachy and irritating. This is what, and if you all notice what, if any, and if it's all true that it's gonna make an excellent record breaking at the box office for a re-release, you'll understand precisely what the what the current regime over at Lucasfilm is missing these days, and that includes talent and magic. I agree. Exactly. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith is the third and final installment of the prequel trilogy, starring Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Natalie Portman, and your favorite Scottish villain actor, Ian McDiarmid. It starts off with Anakin and Obi-Wan heading out into space to rescue Chancellor Palpatine and from the separatist droid army. Never before. Yes, and they've Anakin was at the time was a well-trained Jedi Knight who was also good as an excellent pilot who was teaming up with his master Obi-Wan and their fleet of clone pilots to, to bring the heat over to the separatist ships led by Count Dooku and General Grievous, holding Palpatine on their command ship. First, Obi-Wan was having trouble putting up with the droids as he loses his astro droid R4 getting decapitated by a buzz droid, which R2 was able to fend off easily, and Anakin managed to shake them off. As soon as they got into the hangar, the two Jedi Knights sprung into action to take down some of the battle droids that were in there before going up the elevator to rescue Chancellor Palpatine. As soon as they got to him, they faced Count Dooku, aka Darth Tyrannus. Going up against Darth Tyrannus, aka Count Dooku, played by the late actor Christopher Lee himself. Yes, Count Dooku, aka Darth Tyrannus, played by the late Christopher Lee. The fights were amazing in this film compared to the first. Yeah, yeah. At first, yeah, Obi-Wan was no match for Dooku, but Anakin, he sure hell was when he beat the crap when he definitely grabbed hold of his arms and sliced them off and took his lightsaber. He was being influenced by the Chancellor to kill him, which he was trying not to do, but he gave in to his temptation and chopped his head off with the lightsabers anyways. After freeing the Chancellor from his prison seat, he reminded Anakin that he told him about the Sand people taking his mother's life. But after that, they head out with an unconscious Obi-Wan. After R2 subdued two super battle droids in the hangar, he brings them the the Jedi, along with the Chancellor, had to go falling down the elevator while Grievous had the ship people on his ship keep the command ship intact. into orbit. As soon as they got on, as soon as they got on, as soon as they used the stabilizers and the emergency engines to keep it afloat, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Palpatine were then recaptured. They were brought to Grievous on the bridge, who thought he could keep their lightsabers, but then got them taken while they used R2 to distract them. Grievous manages to escape at the cost of his Magna Guards and battle droids. Then he takes off. Then he takes. Then he escapes in an escape pod and heads over to the nearest droid control ship in orbit. Well, ha, ha, ha. Hello. Nice to see people in the chat. And of course, as soon as they got Anakin and Obi-Wan had to land the front of the command ship had to bring it down to over onto the launch pad that was on Coruscant. They were there. I'm sorry, I did not get the Vader popcorn bucket. It's not there. Renee. Anyway. Thank you. It's nice to be visited by a newcomer. Feel free to come join us. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Well, okay. Well, hang on. Hang on. We'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Anyway, soon as Anakin reunites with Padme, she tells him that she is pregnant, and while Anakin looks forward to their having their new child, he's been struggling. He started to struggle with nightmares, stuff that would eventually lead. Oh man, gosh, sorry guys. The stream. Anyway, soon as we come back to seeing this, Anakin was having nightmares, and Padme was concerned for him. So, and he tells him that she dies from childbirth. Eventually, he had to go to Master Yoda for advice on how to overcome on how to deal with it. Yoda insists that Anakin lets go of his fear and fear of losing things, but unfortunately, but we all know that doesn't that didn't that unfortunately doesn't work especially well. And thank you for joining the Discord, Natalie Portman fan. It's great to have newcomers joining us for the first time. Anyway, eventually Anakin's relationship with the Jedi started crumbling apart when he was approaching when he approached when he started ending up under the when Palpatine started getting into his head, he started to lose his relationship with the Jedi started shaking apart, as you would say, and he would tell folks to take a seat. And Mace Windu says, "Take a seat," while they search the nearby star systems for General Grievous. Grievous on Grievous, on the other hand, was hiding on Utapau, where he was ordered by Darth Sidious to move the Separatist leaders to Mustafar. Eventually, Palpatine, with the help of one of the representatives of Utapau, told him Grievous's whereabouts. Yeah, and starts telling him lies about the Sith, while telling him about the legend of his master, Darth Plagueis. Anakin was looking to go to fight Grievous, but he was denied the notion, and instead, Obi-Wan goes to face Grievous instead. While landing on Utapau, Obi-Wan said his goodbye to Anakin, the boy he knew and trained, before heading over to Utapau. And as soon as he got on Utapau, he was looking to get his fighter refueled while looking for Grievous, but was informed that he was actually on the planet that he was at now, on the 10th level of the hangar he is at. He eventually goes to he eventually goes to he eventually gets himself a creature to ride while heading up to the 10th level of the hangar. Grievous was advising Newt Gunray and the Separatist leaders to head over to Mustafar. As soon as the Separatist leaders took off to Mustafar, Obi-Wan lands in the hangar tent to confront Grievous. He takes out two of the droid leaders, Magna guards, and then he engages the menacing monster in a lightsaber duel, which did not last long. Then the clone troopers arrived. Obi-Wan's clone troops arrived in time to take. Yeah, Grievous started to flee in his wheel droid mobile. Obi-Wan loses his lightsaber, which was retrieved by Commander Cody on the ground. Then Anakin discovers, as soon as Anakin has his talks with Chancellor Palpatine, he discovers from there that he was the Sith Lord that they were looking for. Once they got, hey Spy, thanks for joining. Uh, you're on live now. Anyway, I was just at the part. Yeah, I was just at the part where Anakin drew his lightsaber out and where he discovers that Palpatine was the Sith Lord that they were looking for. Yeah, after Palpatine you started entering his Sith monologue mode, I can feel your anger makes you strong. Anakin disengages and tells him he's going to have to turn him over to the council. And then, with his final words to him before he leaves, Palpatine said, well, in the meeting, of course, not know the power of the dark side, know the power to save Padme. Then we come back to Obi-Wan, where he finally confronts Grievous and the hangar, and then where he takes, we're having a brief fight with the Menace. He grabs, he exposes Grievous's internal organs, and before Grievous could kill him, Obi-Wan shoots Grievous a couple times in the chest. Huh. Oh, sorry. Anyway, Obi-Wan shoots Grievous a couple times in the chest, killing him. Then Anakin approaches Mace Windu to tell him that Palpatine was the Sith Lord that they were looking for. He was told by Mace Windu to stay put, but soon, but soon as, but soon as he gets back, as soon as he goes into the chamber, Darth Sidious, aka Palpatine, enters Anakin's mind, tells him, "You do know, don't you? If the Jedi destroy me, any chance that you have saving her will be lost." And that, and then Anakin contacts Padme through telepathy, where he's showing just how worried he was, and that fear started to get the better of him now. And then he had to, which causes him to snap, and he flies in there to to meet up with the Chancellor. Yeah, soon as Mace Windu arrives with the Jedi, with his Jedi. Yep. Yeah. Are you threatening me, Master? Eh, sorry, guys. Wrong one. Sorry. Whoops. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know what was that about. Sorry. Yeah. Oh. Oh boy. Anyway, soon enough. Oh, damn it. My mistake. Oh God. Memes. Oh, raps. My mistake, ladies and gents. Anyway, back where we were. Mace Windu and Palpatine duel. Palpatine killed 3 of the Jedi Masters. Ah, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Ah, thank you, Spy.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, there
sorry.
we go. I got it to work finally.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Palpatine kills 3 Jedi Masters before he engages Windu in an onward duel. They both shattered the windows to his office. Windu
That,
overpowers. and pins him to the floor while just as Anakin arrives. Right after Mace Windu deface, disfigures Palpatine, Anakin sliced his hand with the lightsaber off, leaving him vulnerable to Palpatine's force lightning. Circulates him out the window, and then we come to the part where Anakin finally turns to the dark side. But yeah, 4 Jedi Masters, 3 of them killed easily by Palpatine while Windu, last one standing, was killed after being betrayed by Anakin. Yeah, yeah. Here it is. Anakin, having after what he had done, ends up giving in to fear and allowing Darth Sidious to twist his mind and ultimately becomes Darth Vader. Yeah, Darth Sidious, Palpatine. After having Anakin as his new apprentice, he instructs him to take as many clone troops over to the Jedi Temple to wipe them all out. Then tells him that after he completes his mission, he should go to Mustafar to kill all the separatist leaders along with Viceroy Gunray. And boy, he sure wiped them out at the temple. Yeah, and then then and then Palpatine contacts clone troopers across and commanders across the galaxy and tells them to execute Order 66 while Anakin does his part at the Jedi Temple with his clone troops. And wow, the betrayal of the clones. They they really having the clone troops working together with the Jedi for years since Attack of the Clones was was precisely what Palpatine, as aka Darth Sidious, needed to do as Chancellor. And he sure got them to turn once they arrived. Once Bail Organa arrived and witnessed the clones killing a Jedi youngling, he escapes, takes as many people and his cap within his and many representatives of his world of Naboo of Alderaan with him to rescue Master Yoda, who escaped with the escort of Chewbacca and Tarful, and rescued Obi-Wan, who just got betrayed by Commander Cody and his troops, and as he escapes Utah with General Grievous's starfighter. The two return to the Jedi Temple to clear it out of all remaining clone troops, while Bail Organa heads over to the Senate for the meeting with congressional session. Anakin left. Anakin leaves. Wanted. Well, then Anakin arrives on Mustafar as Darth Vader and starts wiping out Viceroy Gunray and all the separatist leaders. Then, under the influence of Darth Sidious, he, as the Emperor, has the Republic reorganized as the First Galactic Empire. And Padme says, "This is how liberty dies," with thunderous applause. Obi-Wan was also devastated to witness Anakin him, having betrayed him. Yeah, having betrayed him. Yeah, Anakin sees Padme as in this throughout this whole film has been focused on keeping Padme safe, but we know it was all that he was deceived by a lie when he lost control of his anger on Mustafar. Padme arrived on Mustafar. Yeah, where she tries to reason. Yeah, as soon as Padme arrived on Mustafar, she tries to convincing him to come back with her on Naboo to raise their child, but he was. But soon as Anakin started bragging and boasting, like as soon as Anakin got arrogant, she was she was horrified by what he had become, by what he had come, by what he became. Not having recognized him as the man she loved, she was scared. But then, when Anakin saw Obi-Wan, he loses control of his anger, and my God, was he was he out of control using that using the dark side on the Sith on her. And then they engaged, and then he engages Obi-Wan in a fight. Meanwhile, Yoda does his part and tries to take on Emperor Palpatine in the core of the Senate. The two the two elderly warriors, Jedi and Sith, fought expertly without breaking a sweat. Yeah, they were really duking it out, and I'm going to be sure to check that out as well. But yeah, and even Darth Sidious, right after they both duked it out with their skills as lightsaber battles. Yeah, I'm telling you, Sidious tried to bring the whole Senate floor on Yoda, and then he overpowers him with his force lightning. And Yoda, having using the power of the Force to escape Sidious, he was proven to the Emperor himself was too powerful, so Yoda had to flee. Which now only brings us back to Anakin to fight with Obi-Wan's fight with Anakin on Mustafar. Yeah, the two fought effortlessly at the height of their abilities with lightsabers and their way of the Force. They soon eventually brought the fight onto one of the support beams and started taking each other on hot molten lava. And folks, make sure you like and share the stream. And be sure to subscribe if you're new here as well. Yeah. Obi-Wan tried to reason with Anakin, but was proven to that was too pointless, but there was no hope at all. Anakin was not able to respond. And as soon as Obi-Wan got the high ground, Anakin tried to intercept him, but got his legs chopped off by Obi-Wan and lost the duel. Obi-Wan said it was very anguished and disappointed to see what his former apprentice has become and left him to die while he was burning. Darth Sidious, on the other hand, arrived with his security forces of clone troops and brought Anakin back to Coruscant and made him become Darth Vader. Yeah. Yep. Padme had given birth to Luke and Leia on Polis Massa, but sadly she ended up dying because of what Anakin did to her when he lost control of his anger. Darth Sidious, on the other hand, was was even more pleased to see just how much more powerful Anakin was after having been reassembled as Darth Vader, using the power of the Force to crush so much while wailing and crying, no, having lost the woman he loved. In the end, Obi-Wan brings Luke to Tatooine to keep him safe from the Emperor, while Bail Organa brings Leia back to his homeworld of Alderaan for him and his wife to raise as their own. And my gosh, you have got to give George Lucas credit for this movie. This is what Disney and Lucasfilm have turned their backs on. Having thrown all that away just from having a bunch of political hacks run Disney and having our government feed propaganda into their films, it's just disgusting for what the brand of Star Wars has become under Disney lately since Iger took charge and since the Disney board bought the Lucasfilm from George Lucas. Yeah, this movie it deserves 10 out of 10 stars. 10 out of 10. Yep. 10 out of 10 is my rating on on the score. Yeah. Yeah. You would have to wonder what was the real reason the critics didn't like the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie is a 10 out of 10. Like, this is the goat of Star Wars movies. Like, it's up there with Revenge of the Sith, or not, or I meant to say Empire Strikes Back. My bad. Misspoke.
Yeah, no problem.
And Rogue One was really good too.
Yeah.
Was there like the
30
only, those movies
I've
are
been
like
in
the only ones that are rewatchable to me. Like maybe A New Hope or Force Awakens. But I don't know. Return of the
yeah.
Jedi is okay.
Mhm.
But a
Yeah,
lot of
the
those movies I want to rewatch. I would just only rewatch 3, 5, and Rogue One.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, we Disney's been has been so over centralized for years since Lucas bought the movies.
Yeah,
Well,
I
since
can't believe they're so out of touch with like what they're trying to accomplish.
I know
Like I think they're
they just
trying. I think they might be trying to take things seriously, and they're trying to get back in the right direction. But I don't know. At this point, it feels like I think they waited too long to get people back into the theater. It's like
yeah,
whoever's gonna go is gonna go. You know.
yeah, I hear you. They
Like I think
waited way too long.
like Minecraft's like the first movie that and that's actually been a hit this year.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I don't know
There's a
how
cut.
else,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and I don't even know how the movie industry can move on if they don't get their act to cut it out with the ego and the crap, and not just the
Right?
politics. I mean, all so much resources that the main issue are all these goddamn focus groups that are and all these political activists and shit that is causing those people to turn their backs that is causing the people in power to turn their backs on talent for no
Yeah,
reason
exactly.
other than other than propaganda purposes and shit. Gosh, and if only Kathleen Kennedy had bothered to have Daisy Ridley and Ian McDiarmid fight each other in a lightsaber duel, that could have helped that movie reach 1 billion and make up for
Which
it. But
movie?
no, they were too she was too lazy to give a crap, and so were
What
the
movie are you
people who
talking
were.
about?
I'm talking about the Rise of Skywalker, which should have been the Rise of
Oh,
Palpatine.
oh, yeah. They dropped the ball on. Like, I only saw that movie once, and I don't even remember it. Like, how? Well, I remember some of it, but not much. Like, just certain parts.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And
I mean, that
Vader
movie is
and
better than Last Jedi. That movie I'd never watch again.
I
Oh, I'll be right
agree.
back.
Sure. And who would have thought? Vader and Sidious, the two most iconic Sith Lords, watching as their new Death Star, as the Death Star that was blown up by Luke in A New Hope gets built in the end of the movie. Yeah, Vader's Anakin's turn to the dark side as Vader, the death of his wife Padme, and the rise of the Empire is what made Revenge of the Sith one of the best and greatest Star Wars movies ever to be seen. Wow. Hmm. 10th anniversary, 30th anniversary. I mean, so much potential. Man, wow. George Lucas really did an amazing job. Man, all these years. Man, we should have, if only we did not have a government that so divisive with outside actors having so much control over of everything, we would have been at a better and much more pleasant place right now. Sadly, it's what happens when we choose to make gods out of agitators. Wow. Man, you should have seen it. Man, so much time has gone by. Only thing that would save it is that we can decentralize the movie industry and get rid of the fucking ego disease of human beings that are running it, that are running these studios. Especially get the government to stop with the goddamn propaganda for God's sake. Well, well, Spy, if you're there, I'm looking to wrap up soon. Make sure you share this with other folks you know. This review on the movie was I I have never seen so much fun tonight.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm probably gonna see this movie in a few days, or I might watch some other stuff that came out. I'm not sure yet. I want to go see Sinners.
Sure.
Maybe I'll see both of them on Tuesday. Sinners and Revenge of the Sith.
Sure. Take care, Spy.
Yep,
About
you
to wrap
too.
up. And be sure to
Have a good
say
one.
hello to some new guests some new members that just joined us on my Discord too. They were in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Do take care.
Thanks, you too.
Yep. Take see you around, guys. Sergeant Caratina is taking off. Like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.